Hey guys, and welcome back to Building Habits. In case you're new here, this is a series where I introduce a set of rules you should try and follow in every game you play. The goal is to teach you strong fundamental principles that we will improve upon as we go. This series is my personal take on how to improve in chess, starting from 400 ELO all the way up to 2000 ELO and beyond. I'm going to choose a series of rules that I have to follow. What you might notice is that you will miss chances to play winning moves. That's okay. The goal here is to focus on the fundamentals, and I'm trying to get you guys to build good habits and play high percentage moves that will help you increase your rating. You don't have to think of it like, oh, these are the rules that I should follow from 600 to 1000. Just think of it like, whatever rating you get to using the first set of rules, this is what you do next. This will bring you to the next level. Whatever level that puts you at, this will take you to the next one. Or at least, that's what I'm hoping. So we have a few major changes. First of all, we're still not going to rock any gambits ourselves. These are only rules for us when we're playing, so we're not going to rock any gambits. Still not going to be sacrificing any pieces. We're going to use pre-moves now, so I'm actually going to do that on screen. Yay! I'm going to enable pre-moves. Wow, and save that. So it's a special moment. Actually get to enable pre-moves. So we are going to enable pre-moves. The idea with pre-moves, I might end up making some mistakes in pre-moving accidentally when I'm not really trying to, just out of habit, out of a good habit that I've built up. Which is pre-moving, but what we're going to try to do is pre-move recaptures. So if I play pawn here and there's a pawn there, and I know that when the pawn takes, I want to play this, I'll pre-move it. Okay, so we're going to get in the habit of pre-moving recaptures. Simple moves that you know are going to happen, because the reason pre-moving recaptures is good is if he doesn't end up capturing your piece, your pre-move is going to cancel. So it's a completely risk-free pre-move. So those are the ones we're going to try to do. And when we have less than 10 seconds, we can also start to use some pre-moves as well. So under 10 seconds, and when we're doing recaptures for pre-moves. So those are kind of the main use cases that we're going to have for pre-moves in our matches here. Basic tactics. You guys have probably noticed that is a big addition to our habits. Basic tactics, we're talking about forks, pins, skewers. Discovered attack, discovered check. The ones that you go in, puzzle rush, you click tactics. Those are going to be ones to show you checkmate in one, back rank mate, just the very, very basic stuff. Now, again, you guys are probably going to be like, I'm not going to see every tactic in every game, but I'm going to be going for the very basic ones to start off. The very basic, one move forks, one move pins, one move skewers. And you might say, well, there's no way that I'm going to always find every tactic in every position, and I agree. But these are the rules, and if you follow them, you're going to eventually see, a higher and higher percentage. You might start at seeing, 2 out of every 10 tactics, 20%. You might get that up to 50% the more you play. And then eventually you might get up to 70%. And then you might get close to 100% of all the basic tactics, and then you got to move to the next level. So, we'll start with that. Basic tactics are now allowed. We still want to castle quickly. It doesn't have to be ASAP anymore. We still have our same, free pieces and hanging pieces rule that you guys maybe remember. Some important ones for the endgame. We're still going to be attacking with our king. We're still going to use our king in the endgame. We're going to know a little bit more about king and pawn endgames and a little bit more about rook endgames. So you should know, I think, for this level that rook belongs behind pass pawns, just as something to keep in mind. Let's say if we bring our bishop out here against the knight, we're not going to take it, right? We're going to learn to keep the tension, at least with that pin. So probably the last important thing I want to remind you guys is that when we're developing our pieces, we're still thinking about the center at all times, but this time we're going to be looking to be a little bit more aggressive. So in the past, where I might put my pawns like this, knights like that, bishops out, I'll be a little more aggressive and maybe look to play d4. Try to get both my pawns in the center. Try to take more space. So, in general, that's what we're up to. Kind of hard to go over everything at the beginning. That's just an idea. We're going to get into the games. We're staying with 5-minute chess. I think we're going to be staying with 5-minute chess for the most part, especially at the lower levels as we're just starting off here. But we're just picking up where we left off. So I think my rating's like 680, yeah, 682, I think. So we'll just pick up there and go for the next game. Okay, we're playing a 698. So again, I am going to stick with the same openings. That's one thing that you might be wondering. Again, if you'd like a different opening, you can try a different opening. I'm just going to be sticking with e4, e5, d4, d5 for now. At the next level, I think it'd be fair definitely to try out some different openings. But for now, I really am going to stick with this. Okay, bishop b5. We're going to play a6. We've done this before. And one of the things already that we're going to change is we're not always going to capture towards the center. I think maybe 95% of the cases we're going to capture towards the middle. But there's one very important case, and it happens a lot, especially if we play e4, e5. We're going to have to know this, and it's just a simple move. After this, we're going to take with our d pawn. It's going to open up our pieces, all of them, at once, and it's actually capturing away from the center. So a little bit different, but it's not really a special move. It's just remembering one thing. We play e4, e5 pretty much every game, and after bishop b5, it's a main line, Ruy Lopez. a6, just like before, following the same habit. When the bishop gets out, we play a6, and we're just going to capture away from the center here. We're going to open things up. But keep in mind, we're still going to be taking towards the center, probably 95% of the cases, like I said. So we're still keeping the same rule, but we're adding just a few exceptions, and this is one of them. That's an important one. This is probably going to be the main move where we capture away from the center in the entire series. So now we have a follow-up. I'm looking at queen d4, and we get to experience, oh, that's right, our first fork? And we might not even win a piece, but is that a basic tactic? All because we took away from the center? Is that two pieces being attacked at the same time? No way. No way. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. How did that feel? Everyone, like, did you guys feel that when I played queen d4? Did we all just experience that together? I'm glad you guys were here for that. Okay, knight back. Well, taking a pawn in the center. Taking a pawn in the center. I'm not going to be afraid of that. All right, queen trades. One thing that we are going to stick with, again, almost every single thing, probably the same as these pawns. I said 95% capture towards the center. There's a few exceptions. Same thing with trading pieces. We're still going to take almost every single trade we see. Maybe 95 to 99%. There are going to be a few exceptions, but pretty much every single trade. I think we're still going to do that. That's the idea. Okay, let's get developed. Let's get developed. Okay, we're still going to think about these central squares. It's not like we're, suddenly we can do tactics. It's not like I'm going to run around and only do tactics, right? Let's go bishop here. I still want to try to get castled. Not necessarily always ASAP, but still want to castle early on in the game. Okay, so we got our bishop out. Probably looking to do this next. The bishop goes there. h6. Still the the natural reply to bishop b5 and bishop g5, and I want to keep that. You're not going to be able to change everything at once. So I like the idea of keeping these ones for the bishops because it usually is a very, very good move. And if you try to change everything, you're going to realize that, look, you're trying to change too many things at once. It's not going to work. So you got to ease yourself into it. Okay, good knight there. Let's get castled. Let's get castled. We want to get our bishop developed. So, something like this, attacking the center, also puts pressure on that pawn. And getting the rooks to the middle of the board looks good. Looks solid here. Okay, he goes there. Let's get a rook check in. Potent ponables, the only reason that I'm castling kingside and being okay with it is because there's no queens on the board. No queens on the board. If there was a queen on the board, I would be worried about maybe getting checkmated. Okay, let's take that trade. But no queen, we're feeling safe. And he put his rook there to guard his pawn. Now after trading, he moved his rook again. I think it's time to take that. I think it's time to take that. Probably our next rook move is just going to go to the center. Free pawn. We do take those. Yep. We don't always take them, but we take them. We take them. Are we taking and defending pawns now? Not every single one. Not like a blanket rule. But we're definitely going to be a little bit more conscious. Let's bring our rook to the middle. This guy's playing knight h4 like Dan. Usually that's not the right kind of move. Okay, brings the knight back. Again, we're sort of trending towards an endgame, so I always think one of the best rules, and I reminded you guys, level 1, we said bring the king to the middle when it's an endgame. Don't forget about that. That is one of the most important rules, maybe in chess. It's one of my favorite ones. And hey guys, you remember level 1? Even before tactics, we were taking free pieces. Oh yeah, buddy, I've been doing that since before you were born. Let me take that free knight. Let me take that free knight. We haven't forgot about that rule. We haven't forgot about that. There we go. And I guess we're moving up the ranks because this guy lost a piece and he said, all right, GG. You guys remember at 400? We had guys hanging like 10 pieces in a row and then playing on. I guess I'm high ELO now. I won a piece and he's like, all right, GG. No, well played, well played. You got me. It's like, whoa, this is different. This feels different. High ELO. So we're still going to start with E4. We're still going to start with E4. Jeffrey, great to see you here, man. And coming in with the gifted subs. Let's not change anything up. Knight F3. Knight F3. D6. Still going to get the knights up. You guys know the drill. Bishop to C4. You guys have seen this before. And you know what? You guys have seen this castling before. So what you'll notice is that nothing has really changed. Now I'm going to show you something that has changed. Instead of just D3, the move D4 is something I want you guys to start considering. If your opponent is playing very passively, D4 over D3 is, if it's playable and it doesn't lose a pawn, it's almost always going to be better. If it doesn't blunder something, it's almost always going to be better. It just gives you more space. It gives you more space. So bishop there, I'm going to take this pawn. I'm going to take this pawn. Okay, that's the queen trade. We'll take that. And our opponent takes back and has already hung a pawn in the middle of the board. And that's all because we played D4. If we played D3, this solid setup, black would get castled. It's almost like I'm playing myself at the first level. You know what I mean? This is how we would have played as black following the level 1 rules. Now, oh buddy, you're dealing with a level 2 BRAHS over here. Can't mess around. Can't mess around. So we got a free center pawn all because of that. And we're just going to continue pretty much the same way. Castles. We're going to get our bishop out, still controlling the center squares. I'm going to get my rooks over. And now I get to mention one of the next, I would say, rather important things. In terms of trades, one of the only type of trades that I want you guys to always evaluate and double check is a bishop for a knight. I said that when we go bishop g5, if we get attacked, we go back. Now in this case, that's a trade. But that's going to be part of our main exception for trades. If you're presented with bishop for knight, hey, sometimes it might be good to do that, but you always want to calculate it. Because in this case, if I give up bishop for knight, he just takes back. It's not really helping me. There's no reason why I should want to take that. I would only be taking it if I was following a rule like, hey, go for all trades. So let's say I keep my bishop trained on the center. Bishop g3 would have also hit the center. I think both moves are fine. Exceptions for trades, and this is going to be one of the only exceptions. Bishops and knights. bishops and knights. Okay, generally we're going to treat, let's say, bishops as the superior piece, because most of the time I would say the positions you're going to get are going to be open. So you treat the bishop as the superior piece, you're going to want to take it here for the knight, like that. So many exceptions. I think we've only got a few so far. Nothing too bad. Okay, he takes there. You know, at some point, we're not going to refuse every bishop for knight trade, but in general, that's what we're going to want to do. Anyways, he takes back. Let's remember the basics, rook to the middle. Okay, he's attacking our bishop. Let's move our bishop to a square where it still attacks the center. Marco, I think that's a good way to learn, seriously. Taught that bishop's worth 3.33 and a knight's 3 points. I've heard of 3.5 and 3 as well. Okay, let's take it. Okay, we got an extra pawn. So again, we're going to be okay. Maybe these aren't the best moves, but we're looking to trade and get to the endgame. Okay. We trade. Now, I could play h3 here, but there's no way I get back rank mated. So even better than h3 is to bring the king to the middle. But I'm going to go ahead and follow the habits. h3. h3, and don't forget, our king goes to the middle. I think our opponent is definitely, I think he's at level 0. My guy is going the wrong direction. Homie, the action is over here. I promise you that. So we're going to go this way. I don't know where he's off to. Okay, so he put his king in the corner so that when he hung his piece, he didn't want to hang his piece with check. So now I understand his move. So f6 is strong because now his hanging knight here is not going to be check as well. So that's good. Yeah, and this is actually really good because if the king was here, he wouldn't be able to hang this piece or hang this piece because it would be check as well. So he's getting his king to safety first and then hanging all the pieces. There we go. So we're going to take that game right there. We're going to take that game right there. But honestly, that one, you know, maybe there's 1 or 2 exceptions, but it wouldn't have changed that much. I mean, my dude unfortunately hung 2 knights on the same diagonal. Even if we were at level 1, I think we take this game. I think we take this game. All right. So we're off to a good start here. Let's see what we got next. We're almost at 700, guys. We're almost at 700. Let's see if we can cross it right now. Okay, we start with e4. We know that. We know that. We are a good old B-Tesh. All right, c5. We have not seen much of this, guys. We have not seen much of this. We're going to go with knight out. Okay. We're going to stick with our same, our same setup, basically. Okay, bishop there, and you'll notice I can't play d4. So like I said, we're going to be looking to play d4 where it's possible after these moves, but if it's not possible to play d4, that's okay. Anyway, we're still fine with this setup. Okay, e6, let's castle. Knight f6, and would you believe it, guys? We actually get to do something new. Oh my goodness. What's the new thing we're going to do? Can you imagine putting your bishop out to g5? That's right. That's right. Permission granted to leave this zone. That's right. That's a pin, baby. Coming right up. That is a pin. Now, e5, taking advantage of the pin? Nah, that's level 3. That's level 3. That's level 3. All right, let's get the rook to the middle. Queen b6. Queen b6, hitting the pawn on b2. Now let's just pick the most basic way to defend that and put our rook on b1. Not really going to overthink it. I think bishop b3 would be a very good move here. But again, I see no problem leaving the bishop there. If our pawn gets attacked, rook b1 looks fine. Yeah. If you can use a pin, it seems weird. Or if you can pin, it seems weird not to use it. Hey, this is the first time I've even seen a pin. You know? Like me playing here, I'm not even able to focus on my next move. Because believe me when I say the blood is not in my head anymore. Playing a move like Bishop G5, I just might need a few minutes to recharge. Okay, he plays D5. We take it as per usual. And it looks takeable again. We've got all the support here. And remember, his queen, well, used to be on D8, no longer. And knight D5. It looks like a free pawn to me. Looks like a free pawn to me. Hey, watch this. Look at that. It's a pre-move. See that? That's right. A pre-move. Now, why am I allowed to pre-move this? Because it's a recapture. So basically what happens is if you pre-move this and they don't take you, let's say they move their knight here, it's not going to still put your bishop on d5 and take your own knight. That'd be a little BS, right? So what it's going to do is it's going to cancel your pre-move. So that's safe. That's what we call a safe pre-move, okay? Safe pre-move means that if it's illegal, that it won't be played. And the only way that this is legal is if he takes your knight. So pre-moves, when it's a recapture, it's a safe pre-move. Those are the ones that we can do. Otherwise, when we have less than 10 seconds, we can also pre-move. Okay, but those are the ones we're going to try to get used to. Those are the ones we're going to try to get used to. Because it just saves time. Like in this position, I could like pre-move king takes pawn if there was a queen there. You know, maybe it's not a good pre-move. Of course, he's never going to do that. But that's a pre-move I can do. You can practice pre-moves that might happen in the position, and as long as they're recaptures, they're going to be safe. They're going to be safe. Okay, so I took in the center. He took with a pawn. Now it's my turn. Probably got to develop my queen. Something like this in the center. See what he wants to do. I'm up one pawn. Just a single pawn. He goes queen b5. Hey. Yes, pre-move rook takes b2, exactly. You got the hang of it, buddy. You got the hang of it. Pre-move rook b2 here. Genius. What's this? Anyone know what that's called? Oh, yeah. That is a skewer, not a fork. Not a fork. No, a fork would be the other way around. If this bishop was here and this queen was there, so swap them, then the queen would be here attacking both bishops. That would be a fork. This is a skewer. So if I move this, right, then I lose the guy behind it. So I can't do that. I have to actually defend this. So something like, you know, queen here. I got to defend this because if I move it, I'm going to lose this bishop. I can't do that. Okay, bishop here. I have to move my queen and keep defending this. It's a pretty annoying move. Let's go here. Difference of a pin and a skewer? I thought I just said it. Remember, when the queen is here, it's only attacking one piece. The idea is if you move that piece, it would be attacking another one. When you're forking something, you are attacking two things. Oh, fork and he's asking about pin. Oh, well, pin, you don't even have to be threatening something. This is a pin. I'm not even threatening to, like, if I take that, you can just take it back. A pin is just like, you attack something, and if that thing moves, there's something more valuable behind it that you can take, basically. He moves the queen. Okay, it's our turn. He's not really threatening this, actually. I think we're sort of done our development, so I'm going to play h3. We're not going to forget our basics, guys. Even though we're getting all fancy with these tactics, let's not forget about h3. Super important move. Okay, rook there. We are generally taking all of these. Okay, now it's my turn again. Let's say we get greedy. We take that pawn. Hey, it is a pawn. It is a pawn. h3 basic, how? h3 is basic because of, well, we have to take that. Because of the first set of rules. You guys got to know that by now. Okay, I only have one king move, so I can play it. See what he wants to do here. Bishop check. Let's go here. Offer a trade. Oh, you don't clean. You don't. But again, that's not something we're going to be able to distinguish at this level. So yeah, I think it's an advanced thing not to trade rooks like that. But for now, we're going to take most available trades, and that's one of them. Okay. Let's take free pawn. You want to know the difference between a skewer and a fork? Well, earlier he skewered me, and now he forked me. There you go. Glad I could have a teachable moment there. Oh, that's a free queen. Oh, we can pre-move. Oh, this is great. That's a good thing we can pre-move, guys, under 10 seconds. So you're just going to want to pre-move, sort of like this. Yeah, this is exactly what you want to do. Pre-moves under 10 seconds. You guys are going to get real good at this. But when you're starting off, you're not going to be that good. So you're probably going to be doing pre-moves like this. I mean, it's not perfect, but slowly you'll get the hang of it. You still have that auto queen off, and yeah, the idea is you sort of want to practice your pre-moves. You're not going to be perfect to start off, but you want to do something like this where you're maintaining your queen, pushing past pawns just like we've been practicing, and yeah, just something like this to start off. All right, and yeah, I think that'll be a good start. Yeah, okay. So yeah, just a few pre-moves to help out at level 2. I think that's a good little addition there. Nice. So yeah, just a couple pre-moves like that. Okay, I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. This is a loss for sure. But our opponent got a little hasty here. He played queen takes b2. So if you had pre-moves here, what should you be doing? Of course, your best chance is to probably just push the pass pawns. It's really all you can do. I recommended all the time, just push a pass pawn. Push a pass pawn. That's what you want to do. Remember, guys, my opponents get their rating points back, so don't worry. It's all in good fun. He's going to get his points back no matter what for that loss. But yeah, try to push your pass pawns the best you can do. Of course, in this game, we're losing this all the time. So when you're starting off, pre-moves under 10 seconds. The first thing I recommend for pre-moving, like piece of advice to actually pre-move well, let's say you have a position like this. For me, why was I able to do these pre-moves? Like literally everything was a pre-move. You might say like, that's impossible. How is he able to do that? Well, my king's on a dark square, his bishop's on a light square. As soon as I see this light squared bishop, I see it's the only thing he's got in his position. All my pieces are only going to be on dark squares. So I'm going to put my queen here, push my pawn. And the reason I'm able to pre-move this move and this move is that if he went here and took my pawn, then the other pre-move would cancel. And then, I would be able to take his bishop because this is only a legal move if I still have my pawn. So I may as well pre-move that and that. And then I'll pre-move this because this pawn's protecting my queen every time. And I'll be guarding it again. So basically what I'm saying is if I see a bishop, if you ever see a bishop, he's only got one bishop. Make sure everything that you do is on the opposite color of that bishop. So this is a light square bishop. I'm putting my pieces on dark squares. If my king was here in the corner, I would never pre-move all this, because what if he takes this and takes that, right? We've seen tricky guys. We've seen tricky guys in endgames. Of course he's going to do a sacrifice. He's trying to flag me, right? That's good technique by him. So you should take your king off a light square and put it here before you do anything. So there actually is definitely an art and a science to pre-moves for sure, but we won't get into it too much. Just wanted to mention it because I was trolling around a little bit with this guy. We are going to use pre-moves under 10 seconds. Even if they're not accurate moves, get your king in there, move around, at least try to flag the guy. So keep that in mind. Pre-move under 10 seconds, even if they're not good moves. How do you do pre-moves in real life chess? Well, if you've heard of correspondence chess, it's where you play by email. So what you do is you email the guy e4, and then you send another email that says knight f3 right after. And he's going to receive two emails, e4 and knight f3. That's you pre-moving. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3. Yeah, we've already seen this. Okay, knight c6. Now, we're not going to be too... Stas, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. We're not going to be too cryptic here. You guys know the drill. Okay, we've seen this setup before. We have seen this setup before. On there, let's castle. Okay, and what if we said, guys, about d4? Generally after this, or maybe after this in castle, if it's possible to play d4 instead of d3, and it's well defended enough, which it is, then we're going to do it. Okay, let's take this. Hey, good night, Tubbs. Okay, we'll take this as well. This is going to be on YouTube. Yep. Okay, he takes, and I think this is where we finish our development, either here or here. Let's experiment with a little more bishop g5 in our life. That's a little bit of a pin. In general, this bishop is going to make it a little bit harder for the knight to move. After h6, are we taking this knight? Are we following the rule of capturing pieces? Wow, that's a big answer. Correct. Bishop h4, potent. You got it. Bishop h4. We're going to drop that bishop back, and it keeps the exact same pressure. Now, if he wants to play g5 to get rid of that pressure, be my guest. Why is this fine? Well, I'm still going to go back. Now I'm threatening his pawn. And look at these guys. This is a big, big weakness in front of his king. So we bring the bishop back. And we don't mind bringing the bishop back more. So we're threatening the pawn. We'll see if he defends it. It is a center pawn. He does not defend it. He goes knight to d4. Now, are we going to take this knight and follow the capture rule, or are we going to take that pawn? We're going to take the knight. And where are we going to put the knight? We're going to put it in the center. And this hasn't changed. If you ever need to move your knight, the center of the board is where it's at. You're always going to look, is this square or this square available? And that's where you're going to go first. Oh, you should take the pawn, potent. You should take the pawn. But which one are we going to do? For which rule to follow? We're going to take the piece. Because we're going to stick with the same idea of basically trading pieces. And the only exceptions to that are pretty much going to be, the bishop for knight that we talked about already. So you're obviously right that we want to take the pawn. Of course we do. But hey, I took the knight. I brought my knight to the middle of the board. I followed my rules, and now I get a free piece. Don't tell me that I didn't teach you nothing, boys. That's a hanging bishop. We're going to take that, and when the king moves, we're going to take his other bishop, of course. We're going to take his other bishop. Knight for bishop trade, I'll take all day. Okay, and let's bring the rooks to the middle. Okay, he's attacking our pawn here, actually. Don't think it's crazy to defend it, but even though maybe I think f3 is a better move, e5 feels a little bit more in line with what we've been doing. Always push the pawns in the center. And, oh, look at that. That's another free piece, guys. That's correct, Louis. Or Lewis. Yeah, after knight d5, if I had pre-move bishop d5, that would have been a safe pre-move. You're correct. You're correct. Oh, and after f5, this is a great opportunity for me to remind you, if you guys have the rules open, we finally get to know what en passant is. Wow, look at us. I think when you're past level 1, it's time to actually learn and look up what the heck is en passant. It doesn't mean you're going to always do it, but if you're en passant, yeah, exactly. I know, guys. I know. Calm down. If you're en passanting this pawn, you're taking it, and it just disappears off the board. I'm moving my pawn here, and it just yeet. Later. A big move. I know. A big move. Takes. We're going to finish development, get our rook to the middle. And what's our next move going to be? It's still going to be h3. We haven't forgot about our very, very basic moves. Okay, he goes there. Basic move, h3. Okay, b5. Bishop move, either here or here would be fine. Just want to control the center. And now that we're in an endgame, I'm going to be thinking about a couple things. Bringing my pieces to the middle, looking for trades for sure. So king to the middle, looking for trades. Okay, bring the king up. Get the king involved. That's right. Try not to be too fancy in the end games. He goes here. Let's take it. All right, let's try to use our rook. Remember, you want to use your pieces to attack your opponent's pawns, and you want to bring your king to the middle of the board. That's pretty much all we know we want to do for sure. Ooh, okay, well, it is a fork, but it's also free. It's also free. It's all free. Take. H5. Check. You know, I thought about it, Potent, but I'm pretty sure I'm good, you know? Black's rook, by the way, hasn't moved in a long time. He's just been moving pawns. Now, the fact that he's down 2 bishops here doesn't help, but I feel like if those bishops weren't there, he'd be playing the same moves. Yeah, let's use our pieces and attack pawns. That's the main plan. It looks like I'm playing like a genius right now, but it's just a lot easier to play with these 2 extra bishops. He doesn't have the luxury. I would check him here, but of course, when I see this, now that I can do tactics, I'm going to play this move. Because why? Because it looks cool. Because it looks cool. It's not even doing anything, but hey, you know, I just learned this thing. I want to use it. This is important. Let's put the bishop in the center. Yeah, the tactics are coming here, Tommy, you know? Okay, that's a pawn to take. We still take these all the time. Oh! Hey, I get to use my other tactic. Yep, I got to do a dark square discover check and a light square discover check. There we go. Let's take that. That's a tactic, but one of the simplest. Basically, if you have the rook lined up to the king and something's in the way, you can put that something pretty much wherever you want. Okay, so I always say push a pass pawn. It's generally the safest way to convert an advantage. Once you get a queen, use the queen and the rook to do some kind of ladder. Check. Check. Oh, my damn pieces are in the way. Damn it. It's a little awkward. Oh. Oh, you can't even go there. Look at that. Genius. Oh, let's get a pre-move under 10 seconds. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Oh, no, you don't have to pre-move under 10 seconds, guys. It's just that you can. Oh, no. You don't pre-move every move under 10 seconds. You guys are gonna turn into maniacs. You can pre-move under 10 seconds. You've unlocked the ability to do so. Okay, e4. Not surprising. Am I only playing white? No. Am I only getting white? Yes. I had a game with the black pieces so far, but I think the last couple games have all been with white for some reason. Okay, we've seen this. We want to do this. Ooh, that's probably the wrong one. That's probably the wrong one. Okay, so we've done all this. We'll be looking at castle and d4. 1088 rapid. Oh, so this is the one for you, Potent. Actually, this series right now, this level, I should say, of rules. This is the one that might be the most applicable to you. Okay, d6. Let's get castles. Remember, bishop takes knight. Not something we want to do. Right? If we've talked about exceptions to the rule, right? Am I just going to voluntarily give up a bishop for a knight? No. That's one of the main exceptions to that rule of basically go for all trades, right? Okay, knight a5. He's hitting my bishop. Am I going to take the knight now? I could, but it's not really what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to play pretty much the exact same thing we've played every time that this has happened. We played bishop e3. Now, you don't have to worry about losing your bishop for a knight, but this is on his terms. He's the one that's going to take your bishop for a knight? Okay. But if you're the guy taking your bishop and throwing it away for a knight, then you got to answer. Okay, so don't be worried about someone taking your bishop. It's going to happen. You can't protect them forever. Maybe if I was, playing this game, I might play bishop e2 to keep my bishop. But for now, we're going to say, look, most of the times when your bishop on this square gets attacked, you go back to b3. What's the difference? This is him wasting time. He moved his knight 1, 2, 3 times to take my bishop. I'm not going to move my bishop twice to take his knight, which never moved, right? So if you do things on your terms versus on his terms, it's always going to be more beneficial. d4, we've talked about this. So far, it's been our habit. If we can play d4 instead of d3 and it's safe to do so, we're always going to do it. Yeah, a little bit, Potent. A little bit. b6. Okay, we're going to stick to our idea of trades. Okay, he takes. We got to develop our bishop. There's nothing really to pin here, so we're not going to move there. He goes bishop here. He's attacking my rook. Hey, does anyone see a great move that I can do here? Yeah, I saw I saw a lot of move the rook bras. And I also saw a lot of queen d5s. Rook takes a6. It's a free piece. It's a free piece. And you know why it's a free piece? Because I took towards the center here. And I opened up my rook and he forgot that. He forgot that. Easy. Alright, he develops the knight. We're going to finish our development, bring our rook to the middle. Okay, and we're going to develop our queen somewhere in the center. Let's say here. Moves his king, and let's play h3. Let's play h3. Right, h3 is that classic move we've been making the entire time. Yeah, I think my guy might have mouse slipped there. The classic misclick. Trust me, guys, misclicking is not part of the habits. My opponent said, misclick and beer, the ultimate combo. I kind of believe him. That does sound pretty nice. I haven't met Miss Click yet, but I bet she's a good time. I bet she's a good time. C5. Let's go. Well, let's play something in the center. Knight d5. Let's go. Knight d5 looks good. Central move, looking for trades. Yeah, he's got the energy, Airbus. Definitely. Okay. We're going to take. That's the thing, Potent. That's the thing is, you know, whenever your opponent makes a move, you always take a step back, look at your position and say, what is he threatening? What am I threatening? You know, and after this, you see, oh, he's threatening my rook. But hang on, is he even allowed to make that move? What do I have available? And this open A file is something you have to be conscious of as soon as you play that move. Okay, it's attacking my rook. Let's bring it back to safety. Okay, so he brought his queen there to defend the rook. And then he brought his queen there to undefend the rook. And the homie resigned real quick. Real quick. He was out of there. Good gravy. Good gravy. GG to good gravy. Good gravy's initials are GG. What a homie. So I think Misclick and Beer are once again teaming up against him. Yeah, good gravy spent a little too much time with Misclick. Tommy says he's given that good gravy to Misclick. I'm telling you, she sounds like a lot of fun. We're going to get our next game up. Exactly, Propus. Exactly. So these beginning games are just going to be hopefully showcasing different things that are a little bit improved from last time. Okay, let's go here. He's attacking these central squares. We're not going to forget the basics, covering those. Now, we've seen this before, right? What's he planning? He's planning that dirty fried liver. He's planning the dirty fried liver on me. But we know from level 1 how to stop this. We're going to play bishop c5. We're not playing knight f6 and walking into it. Bishop c5. And the reason we're stopping this is because we have our queen there. Okay, castles. Now we can go here. Smitsman with 5 gifted subs. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, so we're going to get castled. And we can't really play d5 safely in this position. So we're going to have to probably go d6. Thanks a lot, Smitsman. That's very kind. Very kind of you, buddy. Okay, he plays h3. Obviously doesn't want my bishop coming out. Yeah, beautiful symmetry. Let's continue playing the moves we've been playing so far. Okay. We always play h6 when this happens. Ooh, and he's going to take. We're always happy to see that. We're always happy to see that. Let's play queen d8. Why? This move is a fork. It's hitting two things, and this is the only move that defends them both. Tact Mat says, are these tips available? Sorry, not available. Are these tips applicable at all levels? Definitely. Definitely. If you're 400 ELO and you apply these things, you probably get up to, around 1,000. If you're 1,000, you'll probably reinforce what you already know. If you're 1,500, you'll drop down to 1,000. And, if you're 2,000, you'll drop down to 1,000. So I think no matter what your level is, these type of habits are always applicable. Okay, queen e2. Let's finish development. Bishop e6. Yep, agreed. No, these habits definitely have an impact, regardless your level. Okay, rook d1. I think we just finished the development here. Let's say queen d7, rook over n8. We've already got that h6 move. Perfect. Perfect. Cheers, Barnaby Jones. No problem, man. d4. Okay, now we've seen this before, and unless there's something wrong, I think I have more guys covering that square than he does. Okay, let's capture. And we're going to finish development like this. So that free pawn is very nice for us. We get attacked. I think we'll just go back. We got to get attacked again. We don't mind dropping back once more. Why not take with the pawn first? Well, if you were tuned into the first part of the series, you would just notice that I always, if possible, if his pawn was already here and he played d4, I would take with the pawn because he would take back. But if I, if someone plays like a pawn like this and it's a free pawn, I'm going to start by taking with all my pieces first. Okay, he brings the knight back. So first things first, let's say we're going to follow our new exception, which is not to trade a bishop for knight. Okay, so we're going to take this. That's an exchange. That's an exchange. Okay, queen takes on c4. Let's finish our development. Rook d8. Now, I know, very tempting to take this. I think it would be a good move, but that's one of our exceptions, and I think it's going to pay off more often than not. We're not looking to just randomly trade a bishop for a knight for no reason. So, yeah, rook d8, and we've already got h6. Okay, brings the knight into f5. A dangerous guy. Let's go for a few random pawn moves. Hey, you guys thought there weren't going to be random pawn moves? No, you got to be kidding me. e5, sure. Push a few pawns over there. Don't mind if I do. See what he wants to do here. Okay, let's do a few more. Is that right, Jake? There are the random pawns. So, we've got our escape square for the king. We got our queen in the middle. We got our rooks in the middle. We're pushing pawns over here. C6 and d5 looks like a very reasonable thing to try next. Queen g3. And we get to see our opponent making a checkmate threat. There we go. So queen g7 is mate. I definitely know it's mate. Not only did we realize that in level 1, but now you should be at least doing some tactics on the side, very conscious of basic mating patterns. Well, queen in front of a king that you can't take, that is checkmate. Dan Craig, what are your random pawn moves? Remember, my random pawn moves are never in front of my king. And if I can't move my center pawn, then I don't. So what are your random pawn moves? Dan Craig, you're saying your random pawn moves are different from mine. Because I know that if I can push my center pawn, I might, but I can't in this case. And I never want to do a random pawn move in front of my king. So it's always going to be one of these queenside pawns, usually, you know? It's a very, very, very good chance. Very good chance. Anyways, over here, it's being attacked. I simply have to defend it. I'm going to go here. Oh no, I will have to do a king pawn move now. But when I'm deciding to do a random pawn move, I'm never going to play this one. I'm always going to do something on the other side of the board. So here, I actually got a little clapped there. Queen g3 was a really good move by Mark, our friend Mark. Why the rook has to be in the middle? Rooks are good in the middle of the board usually. That's a habit we have from the first set of rules. Okay, queen to h4 from our friend Mark. Well, after queen to h4, we get to utilize a really great tactic. Who knows our tactic that we're going to use? That's correct, Potent. Season 1 taught us guys with numbers in their name are not deadly. Not deadly. Pin and win. Rook h8, you're attacking a piece. There's a more valuable piece behind it. And if that piece moves, you take that valuable piece. Skewer is actually going to be the opposite. Skewer is like if the queen is in front and the knight is behind. The more valuable piece in front, more like a skewer. Okay, queen goes back. Well, let's take this free piece. And let's just bring the rook back, let's say. Play some central moves here. Whoa, Mark is really sending it. Mark's practically pre-moving. He's got 10.7 seconds. He's not following the rules. Come on, Mark. He thinks I won't take this, right? It's almost insulting. Of course I'm going to take it. H5. Can't take it. I'll give you that, Mark. I'm going to bring my queen right back. H6. I'm telling you, Mark is very dangerous. If I take that, he takes here. No, watch out for Mark. Queen g6. Damn, Mark. Damn. Oh yeah. Mark was all that until I made a quick move. All of a sudden, homie froze up. C Gallagher. All right. E4. You guys know the drill. It's E5 time. E5. Okay, knight there. And you guys know the drill. We always bring the other knight in. Aha. F4. Looking forward to this. I was looking forward to this because we see a lot of people have used the Vienna in the first series, let's say, first set of rules, and we got crushed. Let's be clear. We got absolutely crushed. If you guys remember, the position after pawn takes, and then they go e5, absolutely wrecked us. Absolutely wrecked us, right? So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it, and I want to go over what happens in this line. And after this, even if we win, we're going to go into analysis board, and we're going to look at the Vienna and how we can not let this happen. But why is this so bad? Maybe everyone hasn't seen it. The Vienna, you can't put your knight in the middle of the board. You can't put your knight on the side of the board. You can't put your knight anywhere. You have to go back. You have to go back. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Okay, and then they get the full center like this, and you know it's already something that you're not that excited about. Okay, so he goes like this. We're gonna play d6, try to chip away at that center. Bishop takes. We're gonna take that. Okay, the bishop takes, and we're gonna focus on getting these knights out, and the bishop's out, and castle. If I can do that, I might be okay here. Queen there. Well, generally knight for bishop is a good trade for me. Queen h4 when the pawn was there might have been a good move, but again, it's not advisable in my opinion to bring the queen out early. So that's not a habit I think anybody at the, I don't know, let's say 700 to 1200 rating range should get into. You got to be very careful about those early queen moves. So they'll come with practice. Okay, he takes here. We have to do something. We're in check. This move loses a pawn. This move is not really where we want to go, so I'm going to use the queen. Well, queen h4 is not really a tactic. It's just a check. But it's definitely not the right kind of move. We're going to try to avoid that. All right, let's take the queen. Of course, we're not even going to think twice. It's a trade. And what are we going to do next? We got to get our pieces developed. So let's start with this guy. Let's start with this guy. Okay, our knight actually can't go here, so it might have to go to e7. Kind of sucks. Looking to get castled still. Get this bishop out to one of these squares, attacking the center. Let's bring our knight next. Yeah, well, we still stick with our rules about trading. We pretty much want to do all trades. Bishop to c4. I think I'm going to go to the play of just getting castled ASAP. Okay. Rook over. He's playing very well, I want to say. Let's bring our bishop out. I actually have 3 options. I have been playing bishop g4 more often. Why? It is a nice pin. It's good to get used to playing pins. Good to get used to playing pins for a change. Okay, are we just going to take this? No. We're going to practice keeping the pin, keeping the tension. I'm not just going to give away our bishop for the knight. The reason this is strong is the knight can't move because we're pinning it. It's going to lose the rook behind it. The only way to get out of it is if he does that. Okay. Bring the rooks to the middle. We're going to play rook d8, probably rook e8 next, and then we're going to look to play h6. We're not going to forget that important move to... Okay, he plays g4. Let's bring the bishop back. We're not going to forget the important h6 move to have a square for the king to go to. Do we ever go for long castling? We're not against it, but usually we don't. Okay, knight goes there. Again, this is, not something that we want to do all the time, but hey, that's a trade, so let's take it. And let's kick that knight out. So we're doing this because usually when the knight ends up there, we want to kick it out just as well as if it was a bishop. So h6, we got our escape square. We're kicking the knight. And probably want to play rook e8 to finish the development next. That's the idea. We'll see where he puts his knight. Right now, it looks like he's put his foot on his modem. He disconnected, but he's back. Okay, knight here. Well, the thing about this knight move is it doesn't really matter which knight I take. It still wins a piece. The reason that I would not take this is the rook takes and hits my bishop back. But I'm actually going to take it this way because I think it's still really natural for at this level. If someone does move like this, it's still very natural to react to it. I don't think we're going to be perfectly, I don't think we're going to be perfect at thinking for ourselves. Most of the time when our opponent makes a move, we're going to react to it. and we're not going to be perfectly autonomous at this level. So knight takes, thinking that, hey, you know, rook takes back, I take this knight. Well, now I realize my bishop's hanging, so I'm going to have to move this guy. Here we go. Move this bishop back. This is normal. I have used this square before. I still control the center. Well, best of luck with it, Slippery. Best of luck. Rook is going to probably slide to the middle. This is my next move to complete development, finally. There we go. There I was. I didn't let go of it. There we go. Shivity, there we go. Few people. Nice job. Get to use our forks. Bishop e4. Yeah, I see you guys. I see you. A few people noticed that one. A few people noticed that one. Bishop e4. That's a fork. You know, it's not too complex. It's attacking the knight and the rook. There's no way to save both of them at the same time. See where he puts the rook, or if he puts the rook anywhere, he could move his knight. Okay, but this is looking promising. That tactic, just one tactic, small thing, might net us this game. It is a pretty strong fork. Okay, he moves the rook down. Let's cash in the piece. Okay, takes there. I'll take it. Okay. Well, he's trying to back rank me, but remember, I have that escape square. It's not gonna work, buddy. It's not gonna work. Okay. Let's attack this pawn. In the endgame, just want to try to attack his pawns with my pieces. Okay, try to take this. Oh, you think I was taking that? Nope, that's what we call a long-range sniper. Yep, that's a free piece, buddy. You can't get me like that. We baited him. We're going to take all his pawns now. We're going to take all his pawns. And remember, as soon as you have a pass pawn, push it, baby. That's a pre-move for the boys. That's a check. And it's a mate. And it's a mate. Under 10-second pre-move. Oh, look at that. 92.9 accuracy. Look at that. Missed win? No missed wins. 0 missed wins. 0 missed wins. Look, we're actually graduating to the point where we don't even have missed wins anymore. I mean, we still have to practice castling, but at least we don't have missed wins sometimes. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's have a look. Still need to learn castling. I know. It's terrible. Okay. This is the Vienna, if anyone's wondering. The idea is e4, e5, knight c3. So you support your center. And you play f4. You hope the guy takes, of course. Right? And if they take, then the guy pushes e5. And it's already pretty nasty position for black. You know, you have to put the knight on g8. I think someone was asking me a lot about why queen e7 isn't played. If you play queen e7 and they go queen e2, nothing really changes. You still have to put your knight back. And now your queen's on e7, so you can't even develop your bishop. And your knight on g8 is stuck. You can't even go to e7. So queen e7 doesn't even help. Queen e7 doesn't help. Basically, this is bad. This is already bad. We don't want to get this position. It's not acceptable. It's not good enough. The Vienna is a tricky opening in that once they play f4, if you take it, the very next move, you're already in trouble after e5. Okay, so it's going to start earlier. We're obviously going to keep playing e4, e5, knight c3. And here I can already either try to pick a different move, or after this, I need a different move than taking. So we've already determined that I need to fix one of those two moves. It's either this one or it's this one. Obviously, knight f6 is not a bad move. Other moves instead of knight f6, well, if you think about the moves that we want to play in this opening, this, all come to mind. d6 also comes to mind, but how am I going to play d6 and block my own bishop this early? That's a little tough of a move to play. So I would say this move and this move are still moves that I want to play in this opening in general, right? Because if he plays knight f3, bishop c4, and transposes, I don't want to have d6. I want to have my bishop out there. So let's just say we play bishop c5, right? This is another way to do it. You could go bishop out. You could bring your knight out. g5 to prevent f4. Not quite. So we have a few options. These two moves both look fine to me. Okay, and you know, if the guy goes f4, he's like, hey, I'm still playing the Vienna, right? f4, okay, computer already is screaming at us, you know, hey, that's an inaccuracy. Why does it not like f4? Well, is it going to be taking? Of course, taking doesn't make that much sense because after you take, the guy's very happy, right? He can develop his pieces, knight f3, d4, and our bishop's going to have to leave. He's going to get his same strong center. Okay, it's not going to be that good, right? So the main thing when he goes here is that our bishop is on a really nice diagonal. So the first thing I'm already thinking of is, okay, if I don't want to get in trouble, d6 is just simple. It's fine. It's safe. If I maybe want to get spicy, you know, this bishop takes g1, you know, queen check, and you can start looking at this, right? Queen takes pawn and whatnot. Now it's a fun opening. What you'll notice is that white still does well here. You take the pawn. It's a dangerous position again. Let's say g3, queen takes, rook g2, and you'll notice black's queen doesn't have anywhere to go, really. He doesn't have anywhere to go. You know, it's going to be here on h1. It's going to be on h6. And look, we don't have a single piece developed. We're just running around with our queen. So this is what people want you to fall into, maybe in the Vienna, right? They want to maybe bait you into something like this. Are we interested in learning a whole bunch of theory? No. Are we interested in going pawn grabbing and having to move our queen 10 times in the opening? No. All we want to do is pick a nice, safe, solid opening that we can, you know, do our same fundamental moves with, not get in trouble. So, pawn there. Let's say not pawn takes. But if we're going to play bishop c5, I think we should follow up with d6. Okay, we're not going to bother taking that pawn. I assume that he's going to go knight here. And now all of our knight moves that we've been talking about earlier, they make a lot of sense. These are all moves that we were going to play in this opening anyway. We've had this structure against every single opening so far. So I would go for something like this. It's just safe, solid, not a big deal. Knight f6, knight c6. Let's say you went knight c6, guard your pawn. Makes a lot of sense. I guess I would assume white would either take or play bishop here. And you're going to notice that white's not going to be able to castle. Why? It's because our bishop's sitting right there, right? What do I play versus d4? Well, d4, I just play d5. Nice and easy. At least that's what we've been doing all series. So again, it's not like I've totally solved the Vienna. I know, at this ELO, I don't need to solve it. All I need to do is just find some way that the computer says, okay, this is fine. This is playable for you. You know, the Vienna is going to kill you as an opening if you don't study it ever. If you never study it as an opening, it's going to kill you. Because the guy plays f4 and you're like, okay, let me take that. And then he kicks your knight away and you're like practically losing on move 4 or something. It's not very fun. So what we're going to do is we're not going to play our knight there right away. We're either going to put our knight here or a bishop here. And look, that was like maybe 5 minutes of work. I'm just looking at the engine, trying not to lose immediately to f4. And okay, I came up with something. At least I'm going to do this, probably do a little bit better. So I'm going to take that. If I ever see the Vienna again, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not really going to change my opening because I'm still going to try to put my pieces here. but I'm going to change the order in which I do my moves. I'm not going to play knight f6. And that's different. Remember in level 1, we said when the knight goes here, controls the center squares, we always bring the other knight to match that. Well, this is an exception. What we've discovered is there's a really nasty opening to Vienna, and we can't keep walking into it and losing every single game the exact same way. So, we're going to take that. We're going to get back into it. The Vienna, tricky opening. Let's see. Let's get another blitz game. 5 minutes. Here's the problem for a 700. He's not going to remember that in a few days. Hey, listen. If you're having trouble remembering it, keep studying it until you do. Because if you can't remember e4, e5, and that when they put their knight there, you don't put your knight there, I don't know what to tell you. I'd recommend a different game. If you're interested in improving and you can't remember that, you probably won't improve. That's plain and simple. If you can't remember 2 moves, then you're not going to improve in chess. Memory is important. Memory is important. You can't remember 2 moves and you want to improve, then you're in trouble. Most people, who can't remember 2 moves, maybe they don't care. They just want to play chess for fun. Doesn't matter to them. They're not interested in becoming like 2000. They just want to play, want to mess around. That's fine. But if you want to improve, you just got to put some work in. You got to put some work in. Memory is important. Let's get another game. Just lose to it a bunch of times, you'll remember then. Well, that's what we've been doing. You might be saying that as a joke, but that's actually what's happened to us. We have lost to that Vienna opening so many times. So many times. Okay. Here we go. We're playing with the white pieces. We've been going for the same setup. Yeah, just don't forget to remember. Okay, we're going to play knight here. Bishop out. Playing 800 now, it's true. The one thing that is going to hurt you at this level is that we don't really have an opening against the Sicilian. So against e4, e5, we pretty much know what we're going to do. But against e4, c5, we don't, right? And what we're playing is an opening that is not very good against the Sicilian, but I still think that for the most part, you're not going to be facing the Sicilian a lot. I think you'll still get a lot of e5. And, well, you could also play against guys who are familiar with the whale, Dan's theory. Okay, pawn there. Let's get a rook to the middle. Whoa, pawn to f5. Holy cow, this guy is serious. Pawn to f5. What is he up to? Let's take it. We've been taking things in general. He takes back. We got to develop this bishop. Let's go here. Whale or wheel? The whale. The whale. Okay, that's a trade. Take that. Is that a joke? No, it's actually called the whale. Queen takes. Okay, let's move our queen. Knight d5's also move, I think, makes a lot of sense. But let's move our queen. Knight d5, rook d1, h3. Those are the type of moves we want to play. He goes knight d4. That's a quick trade. That's a quick trade. Rook to d1. We've got our pieces out here. We got our pieces out. We're way ahead of development. That's one thing. Okay, and h3, the move that we want to get in once we're done development, more or less. Everything's so easy for me. No, it's not. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, bishop e6, that's a trade. Bishop for bishop, let's take it. I am playing chess at a 700 level and losing some games to a 700. Do you think that's easy to do? Very, very difficult on the mental. queen e6. Let's make a move in the center. I think maybe a4, b3, and then knight e4 makes some sense. Just some random pawn moves over here. We got our h3 move. Okay, plays d5, central move, makes a lot of sense, actually. Gotta be rough on the ego? No, definitely not. We lost the ego a long time ago. c4, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. b5, again, I'll take it. And again, I'll take it. Rook d8. Yeah, I would say that queen takes d4 in general is a very advanced utilization of the pin. Possibly might see it, but I'm not going to be focusing on that. When I say pins, I mean, hey, put a piece somewhere and pin something. So that is a pin. But a tactic based on a pin, that's not a basic tactic. That's more advanced. That's more advanced. He went here. He's looking at my queen with his rook. I know about discovered attack, so I am going to move my queen. I got to move it somewhere safe. And in the center, well, this allows knight c2. So I'm going to go, well, this looks like the only square to guard that. So let's go there. Yeah, he is just throwing pawns at me, by the way. Yeah, he just like sacked every pawn he had. You guys remember when he had queenside? Seriously, look at this. Do you guys remember when he had 4 queenside pawns? And then it's like... what the hell's going on here? This guy just lost like 4 pawns in 4 moves. Okay, we've been waiting to make this central knight move for a while. I think I'm going to do it. Okay, Song knows. Not everyone understands. That's a spiritual thing. Okay, I mean, so he takes our pawn. We're first going to start by taking with check. Okay, queen and rook need to activate. Let's get the queen in the middle. King, knight, fork. Hey, it doesn't even necessarily win on the spot. He can block, but good to notice these things. That's a fork. Simple. Doesn't necessarily win. He can move the knight there, but when he moves the knight there, hey, that's a pin. We're gonna take that. We've done our basic tactic. Not gonna get too fancy. Hey, we're gonna pre-move a recapture. Pre-move a recapture. Rook d8. Okay, well, I get to use another tactic. Get to use another tactic. Breaking a rule? What rule am I breaking? So this is a discovered attack. Let's go. Pre-moving. I feel like you guys just joined the stream. Were you guys not here at the start? We can pre-move under 10 seconds, and we can pre-move recaptures because they're safe. If this move doesn't happen, it's going to be canceled. Jeez. All right, we're going to take that material. King takes. And let's get the... Well, let's attack pawns. That's the simplest way. King d7. Again, maybe it's like, maybe there's a checkmate if I keep the queen on the board, but trading pieces, I don't think there's ever going to be an issue with that. Okay, king over, takes. All we want to do is just take all his pawns. All we want to do is take all his pawns. All we want to do in the endgame is take his pawns. So the endgames, I think, are pretty straightforward. Like, most of the time, I think you guys are noticing, I'm going to get the upper hand in an endgame by using my pieces to attack and take his pawns if he doesn't defend them, and to bring my king out. So pretty convincing endgames, I have to say. I think most people's endgames should be improving a lot by watching these. Obviously, I'm doing some of the middle game stuff more perfectly than people might be able to match, but the endgame stuff I really feel like is the easiest to mimic, and there's not a lot of fancy things that I'm doing in the endgame. Yeah, no, I mean, if I go, like, what's an example? Let's say here. In this position, I could pre-move queen takes c2. Because if the knight takes, then I'll take it back. So I'm pre-moving a recapture. If it doesn't happen, it'll be illegal, and then it'll just cancel. So that's what we call safe pre-move. So safe pre-moves you can do at any point. Safe pre-moves you can do at any point, and if you're under 10 seconds, doesn't mean you have to pre-move, but you can. You can. Under 10 seconds, we should know how to pre-move. Right? If you're pushing this level and you understand these basic tactics, you should also be able to pre-move. You should know how to do that. One new man. We're playing one new man. Bishop c4. Okay. Bishop c4. Did we do anything strange against this move? I can't remember. Let's play knight here. Don't think we've seen too many people start with the bishop. This guy think I'm a beginner. This guy think I'm like level 0. One new man. What are you up to, buddy? What are you up to? This guy's trying to take my pawn? Exactly. You know, I gotta give him that level 2 treatment. You know, I gotta let him know what's up. Okay, let's get castled. See what he wants to do here. Bishop can get developed with tempo, which is nice. Can attack the queen. But even continuing with these moves is just fine. Yeah, I was kind of expecting him to play knight there as well. Okay, goes d3. Let's play this bishop move. Again, bishop trade for a knight randomly. Not something we're super interested in doing. Wouldn't the bishop need to capture on h3? No, I explained that in some detail already. So at the risk of repeating myself, basically we're not interested in taking a bishop and just randomly taking a knight without any reason to do so. Treat your bishops as slightly more valuable than knights. So that trade is something you don't really want to do. Now, if he makes an effort, goes out of his way, you know, knight here, he chases down your bishop and he happens to take it, don't worry. I mean, it's not a big deal, but specifically what you can prevent yourself from doing is giving away your bishop for your opponent's knight for no reason. For no reason. Okay, he goes queen there. Let's finish our development. I'm gonna go queen here. Okay, he goes bishop here. Let's go h6. This was part of our thing. We said we were gonna go h6 when the bishop goes there, and we're gonna take this guy on f6, and we're gonna finish development. Rook d8 and rook e8. When's the next blitz sub battle? It's well, I just contacted my Favorite escort, Miss Click. Think we might be spending some time together this evening. Next up battle is Saturday. It's against Ali Reza, actually. Maybe you've heard of him. He's a new streamer on Twitch. Ali Reza Firuzja. So we're going to do a sub battle against him. Goes knight there. Okay. What are we going to do? We're going to just admit our mistake. E4. Okay, we're going to save our bishop. This move is an easy one for us. An easy one for us. Okay, A4. And we've seen this before. When people start playing A4 like that, what are they up to? We've gotten our piece trap many a time before. They're trying to go A5. I could go A6 here, you're absolutely right, but I'll just chuck the pawn up to A5. Okay, knight needs to move. Where can it go? Let's say if all these squares were available, which one would I choose? Which one would I choose, guys? Obviously, I'd love to go here. Can't quite do it. Based on the ones that I can go to, which one would I choose? Yeah, if they were all available, you're right. I would choose D4. If I take D4 off the table and B4 off the table, then I have to make another choice. E7, yes. Why? Still attacking a central square, and, you know, the knight can still move over to this side of the board, or it can support some of these pushes in the middle. Knight E7 is really useful, I think. Okay, he goes D4. Generally speaking, we've been talking about how we want to take. Okay, so let's take that. He takes back. Let's finish development. Yeah, we're keeping it central here. Rook D8. My king is stressing you. I don't know what you guys are stressed about. My bishop is defending my king. You know, this looks normal to me. Okay, he goes D5. I would say it's time for a random pawn move, but I don't really have a pawn to push, and this knight move looks really easy to play. Not only does it attack another central square, might want to move there, but at the same time, it opens up the rook on the E4 pawn. Okay, king to H1. Well, I did open up my rook on this pawn, and it is a free central pawn, so I think I'm going to take it. Bishop to D3, got to move my rook. Usually in this case, I would probably just move it back. Just safe. So he played knight there, and then he played this whole game just so he could put it back. It's quite impressive. I didn't really consider that, to be honest with you guys. I didn't really consider that. Okay, let's offer a trade of bishops. Offer a trade of bishops. Ooh, that is now a free bishop. That is now a free bishop, guys. Oh, and a free knight? Hang on, is this my lucky day? Free bishop, free knight, free rook? What's going on here? What's going on here? I just hit the jackpot. Let's bring the queen in. I'll take it. Look, I mean, I'm not going to be too picky here. I'm not going to be too picky. 1, 2, 3, just like that. That's what we call a big choke. Big choke. What just happened? Guys, I'm saying, like, at some point in most of the games I play, my opponent does hang something for free. Like, it does happen. Even if he's playing a great game, usually they will hang something for free. So if you're on the lookout every move for that one moment where your opponent's hanging something, it'll probably be there. Let's put the rook in the middle, and basically we want to double up here. See what he wants to do. H3. Okay, there we go. Our fundamental friend here. Our fundamental friend. H3. Taking here is also fine. Basically, I'd like to play rook down here to trade rooks. That would be nice. But in the meantime, I'll try to take his pawns here. Okay. I guess I can take this. Technically, I can take that. And let's push. Let's push. Pass pawns, right? So basically, if I can push this pawn, I think I will. So maybe actually I want to go rook here and rook there. Here and push. Maybe we can get a pre-move in. Oh, our pre-move worked. It looks like we're going to be able to take this. Okay, let's take that. Oh, okay, let's bring the rook back. And let's push this. We'll pre-move that. Pre-move it. And I'm going to pre-move this, and I'm going to pre-move that. Oh! This dirty rat. He got me. Okay, we're going to have to pre-move again. Get this rook over here. I'm going to make some safe pre-moves. I'm going to try to go like this. And if you ever need to think about the position, just pre-move this. Pre-move the king. The position doesn't matter. If you ever need to come up with an idea, like what am I going to do next? Just pre-move your king. Wow, I didn't realize he'd be really out here thinking. Okay, let's go down here and trade pieces. Do you see how long I actually have to think about these moves? You know what I mean? I only made like 4 moves there, and he lost like 30 seconds. Proof that if you pre-move at this level, look how much time you can make up. All by pre-moving. That guy used a lot of time at the end. Really did. And, you know, some of these moves are, you know, very elite. But let's say you play the worst pre-moves in the position. Doesn't matter. Like, king here, even if I did, like, these 4, 5, 6 pre-moves, I would have won the game. He only made 6 more moves. He only made 6 more moves. He would have flagged no matter what. Yeah, I don't think he was looking at his clock. Definitely not. He's clearly on last week's rules. Yeah, could be, eh? Could be. Pre-moves are strong. Pre-moves are very strong. Especially, it's very useful to utilize the one I just mentioned. If you're ever in a position like this and your opponent is thinking a long time, just make a safe pre-move like a king move. Something just like a nothing move. You know, like this or something. Make a safe pre-move and try to keep thinking, okay, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? And maybe you realize, oh, I want to push this pawn here. Sure. So make a safe pre-move, think about it, and when you're sure, then you can start pre-moving that and that. When you have this much extra material, you should never be getting flagged. If you know how to pre-move, unless your opponent is super, super quick as well, you generally should be able to get, like, you know, a lot of pre-moves in. Yeah. Even if you lose material here, I could lose my whole queen and I would still be winning. Pre-moves cost 0.1 seconds. Yes, 0.1. 0.1. Generally, when I say pins, broccoli, I'm saying basic. I know how to pin something, but taking advantage of a pin is a little more advanced. A little more advanced. So it's not like I'll never see that move, rook g3, but I'd say it's a little advanced for this. Okay, let's get another game. We're at 754. We climbed over 750. And I'm expecting to get a lot of wins initially with these rules because I think that 600 is pretty... I think I could have gotten a little bit higher with the first set of rules, maybe like to 700 or 800. So I'm expecting for these rules to start to slow down at the like 900 to 1000 range. I said this will slow down around then, double haze. Again, I don't think you should think of these rules as ratings. I think it's the wrong mentality when a lot of people are like, oh, so these are the rules for 400. This is the rule for 900 ELO. I think you take these rules, you play, and you see where you get to. If you only get to 500 ELO with them, maybe they're only good enough to get you there. If you use the next set and you only get to 850, they might be different for each person. You also might be better or worse at applying them. It kind of depends. But maybe it's easier to think of it like, a beginner, a total beginner set of rules, a novice set of rules, intermediate, something like that. Okay, we got E4. Let's go E5. Knight F3, Knight C6. Okay, now we're used to this. When people want to do this to us, we always start with this, and Knight G5 is not possible. Okay, C3, we haven't seen this one yet. Let's go here. Queen E2. Let's go D6. Pawn there, and unfortunately, I think he might have forgotten that his queen was needed to defend that. Why wasn't Knight G5 possible? My queen could take it. Hey, I'm gonna pre-move a recapture. There we go. Oh, he didn't do it. See, it takes it back and it doesn't play it. Queen D3. Okay, well, we can take a knight, so we're gonna do so. And let's get castled. Okay, let's bring the rook to the middle. Something like this. Follow Tommy, Fook, and Shelby. They were last seen playing World of Tanks. I thought Twitch had a rule that you weren't allowed to stream Tinder. Maybe they changed that. Knight C3. Well, let's get developed. Let's go Bishop E6. Let's go Rook takes. Same thing we've done in the past. Is learning theory plagiarism? No, we all cool with it here. You can all plagiarize. Theory can be helpful. Rook E1, let's finish our development. Queen here, double the rooks. We want to play H6. Then I think we'll be good. Okay, a trade. Don't think we'll say no to a trade. And he's probably having second thoughts because that rook is undefended. All right, well, whenever we're attacked, we usually go back to the same square because it still attacks the center. Close. Very close, I know. We almost got him there. He realized at the last second. Not my fault. Not my fault. Okay, he goes bishop there. Let's finish our development. Probably H6 next. That's what we're going to do. So Queen G4, and the thing is, if I play this move, knight takes G4, then my knight is no longer on F6, and the bishop and queen can checkmate me. I'm sure that's what he thought in his head. He's like, oh, this is brilliant. If the knight moves, then I have checkmate. I'm assuming he's punching the air right now. Yeah, I didn't even have to move. Rook E2. Rook E2 is the type of move, like after you lose your queen and then play Rook E2. That's the type of position that you don't even have to make a move. You just sit there. It's like the guy's eventually going to resign. It's just embarrassing, you know? Just sit there and wait. Yep, he violated the never resign rule. You can feel the tilt. You really can. Feels bad. Relatable, boys. Relatable. What's wrong with rook e2? Oh, there's nothing wrong with rook e2. But when you play queen g4 and your follow-up is rook e2, I think the tactic didn't work. Exactly, Neprosto. That's what improvement's going to feel like. That's what it's going to feel like. Because you guys are all saying, oh man, it was so tough to watch that first series. Like, how are we supposed to watch you miss all these wins? Crazy. And now you're saying, oh, it looks too easy. No, it's that we started by putting the fundamentals down, and now we're adding to it. We're not adding a lot. We're adding a few exceptions here and there, some pre-moves, and basic tactics. It's crazy how much adding basic tactics has changed our perception, maybe, of how easy or difficult it is to play at a certain ELO. Okay, go for this. Castle. Pretty much doing the same thing. Oh, he's doing the same thing as I am. He's a principled Peter. No problem, Brolin. One Capifi, thanks for the prime sub. Fat Bacon as well. Latinum Blonde gifting, and Ryson with the 4 months. Okay, pushes the pawn. We're gonna take it. We've been taking in general. I think maintaining the tension is a more difficult concept, reserved for the next level. Basic tactics are missed in lower ELO. I agree. But if you saw, a 1000 miss a simple fork, I think you'd be generally upset. You'd look at that and be like, 1000 should see a fork, a simple fork. Now, is a 1000 going to see every single fork the way that I'm going to try to play every single tactic? No, he's not going to see every single one. But the idea is that, that's what a 1000 player should do, and you're going to try to work on that and get as close to perfection as you can. You're never going to see every single one. Hell, I'm probably going to miss some tactics in this series too. I'm probably not going to play every single one. You want to try to improve and practice until you're hitting as close to perfect as you can. You're 1000 and you miss about 50% of forks. Well, can I recommend the 800s for you? I think you'd fit in a little bit better there. Bishop e3. So again, we're not going to take this knight for no reason. This would be an example of a trade that we don't need to do. There's no reason we just take this knight for no reason. Even if we got attacked, we're going to go back. Right? So that's an example of a trade we're not supposed to do. Not supposed to do. Now, this pawn in the center, his last move was bishop there. Hello? Count the pieces? Is that playable? Looks like it. Looks like it. Knight takes. Okay, we'll take it back. We'll take it back. Free pawn in the middle of the board, made possible because of his last move. Why not gambits early on? I think there's more important things to focus on. Bishop g5. Okay, he's hitting my queen. He's also hitting my rook. Discovered attack. He tried it. Gotta respect it. Now, simple move. Rook takes. Check. We gotta get out of it. Rook takes with check. And now let's finish our development. Queen here. Gotta get out of this. Rook over and h6. Let's not forget about that h6 6 moves so I don't get back rank mated ever. So what you guys are probably going to notice, which is kind of crazy, is if you take a game and you say, hey, every time there's a basic tactic, play it every single time. You're going to notice that the accuracy in the game is going to go way up, way up. If you're not hanging pieces, you're taking free pieces, and you're playing all basic tactics, that's a serious recipe right there. Serious recipe. Rook e8, again, I'm not super interested in taking a knight for no reason, so I'm still trying to avoid that. Why not d5? It hangs a pawn. Hangs a pawn. Glad you guys enjoyed the commentary. It was a lot easier to commentate on the match because it was so exciting. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to invent some hype that there wasn't any hype and I was trying to make it up. There was hype. It was very exciting. So it was easy to commentate. Why not bishop takes f5? Well, there's nothing on f5. That's mainly why. I thought about it, though. Bishop h4. Okay, now I've got my pawn up, got my escape square for my king. I've basically finished development here. It's time for our random pawn moves, and if our random pawn move can be a center pawn, oh boy, I'd love it to be. I'd love it to be. So let's go d5. Fork him. Unfortunately, that would be a bad habit. This move is in the doghouse. This move is in the doghouse. The move g5 is something that we said we are not interested in playing in the very first edition of the series. The move g5 is, I would consider that one of the worst habits in chess, especially starting out. Moving this pawn in front of your king is going to be so bad for you, like 9 times out of 10. So this is my favorite move to stay away from. Rook e1, okay, easy trade. Easy trade, followed by easy free piece. Easy free piece. Is it bad now? Well, it doesn't matter if it's bad now or good. I'm not trying to play g5 at the perfect time. What I'm saying is that g5 is a move I'm always going to try to steer clear from and not play for the moment. I think it's definitely the wrong type of move to be practicing. More often than not, it's going to make your position very weak around your king. For example, if I did it here, I'd have to face a lot of checks. It's not something that's usually good to deal with. Okay. Looks like a free pawn, but also looks like a free pawn in the center. Center pawns are more important. e5 is okay in the endgame. Yeah, well, I'm talking about when the king is castled. In the endgame, you're supposed to bring the king to the middle, so g5 doesn't really matter as much. But okay, this is an easy piece trade. You kidding? Think I'm gonna take your knight, buddy? That's what we call a fork ski. Serve it up on a plate and let me dig in. Free queen for me. Free queen for me. Okay, knight being attacked. Let's go back to the center. It's always a good default. That's always a good default. If you're not sure where to put your pieces, put them in the center of the board. Now, when you get a pass pawn, you want to push him, baby. That's the idea. So once you've established, hey, I have a pass pawn. What do I do? How do I mate this guy? Instead of worrying about checkmating him, go get another queen. Go get another queen. Is there a good way to notice those knight forks? I could... Well, let me finish the game and I could show you after. Oh, this guy's dangerous, eh? Bishop e7, that's a very good move. He's stopping me from pushing my pawn. This guy. Oh. Now he has a dark square bishop. What am I going to do, guys? Quick, quick, quick. Everything on light squares. Doesn't matter if they're the best moves. Everything on light squares. Oh, he's attacking my bishop. Hey, who cares? Let's go, let's go. Let's go out. It's pre-move, pre-move. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Okay, now he has nothing. Now he has nothing. Let's make another one. Go, 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 go. Oh, he's gonna make a queen. This dirty guy. This dirty guy. Oh, go, go. Oh, he's gonna play that move. Oh, ladder. 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 Oh, damn, bishop's in the way. Get the hell out of my way, bud. Ladder. Oh, goddamn. Bishop's in the way again. This friggin' bishop. The friggin' things are in the way. That was a fail ladder technique. A super fail ladder technique. I got these idiots standing around like they work for the other side. Double agents. But how relatable is that? You have your own pieces that are blocking you from checkmating because you're trying to do a pattern that you know. The ladder. The stuff's in the way. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And when you see someone else do it, you're like, hey, idiot, move your stuff out of the way. But when it's happening to you and you're the one with 2 seconds, you're like, you know, it's hard to do it under pressure. It happens all the time. Now, what should you do? What should you do? You should cut the king off, of course. Now, let's say you can't stop the king from getting here. Naprosto with 16 gifted subs. Thank you, Naprosto. Let's say that you can't stop the king from getting here. Okay, let's just say it has to happen like this. Now, what should you be doing? You should be getting these things out of the way before you even start the ladder, because you know they're going to get in the way. You know they're going to get in the way. Right? This is just ridiculous. There's no way to do it. Okay? So way back at the start. Okay, we got our queen here. Let's say this is all good. Okay, we got our queen. Now, king here. Start by getting this bishop the hell out of the way. Then get this pawn the hell out of the way. And then bring your queens together and do the ladder once you've moved these things. So start with those. Don't be afraid to start with them. Okay? And hey, if this happens to you, believe me, it happens. You're not going to do every endgame perfectly. I think it's very relatable that not only do we forget to maybe take one of their extra pawns at the end, but my opponent was actually very, very sneaky here. He brought his king all the way down here, and it's very hard to checkmate him. You can do the ladder the other way, but there's never going to be a way for me to say, oh yeah, always do the ladder this way. And if you're going to have to choose the right way to do the ladder on the spot, I can't make a rule for that. You know what I mean? That's up to you guys. You got to pick the right way. You got to pick the right way. So there's no rule. It's just like, you got to pick the right way when it comes down to it. That's up to you guys. Someone asked, how do I see this fork? Knight there. Well, let's just say, let's say you don't see the fork and you play this move. First of all, this would still be a good move. So let's say you thought you were following the habits and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to trade pieces. This is what we want to do. You're not going to see every tactic. Of course, none of you guys are going to see every single tactic. But if you play this move, it's also a very good move. So I'm presenting a way that even if you miss these tactics, you're still going to end up playing a good move. Let's say you took this free pawn. Also a good move. Not a big deal. How do you train yourself to see these tactics? Just think of something that, I don't know, let's say you dislike. And every time you miss a tactic, that thing happens. So let's just say, you know, you really dislike eating mushrooms. Eat a mushroom every time you miss a tactic. There you go. Problem solved. You're going to pull out stockfish in no time, buddy. Believe me. You'll be banned from chess.com for cheating. Yeah, it'll be a great story. This will happen with time. Repetition. Do puzzles. See that thing on the side? See this thing right here? See that puzzle icon? Use it. Puzzles. Puzzle rush. Do them. The only way you're going to see tactics, the only reason that I can do this tactic, like, almost every time, or hopefully every time, 90 times out of 100, 99 out of 100, is because I've done it way more than 100 times in my life. Thousands of times. How many times have I done a tactic like this? A fork on e2? Well, why is this so common? Why have I done this tactic before? Because every time a king castles in chess, it ends up on g1 or g8, and it's very common that it's kingside. So, in like 80% of the games, you'll see this, and you'll start to look at tactics that involve checking the king, because this is a common forking square. So I'm familiar with all the ways that knight e2 check wins something. Queen on g3, queen on f4, queen on d4, c3, c1. Because you're looking at ways to fork this king. This is the most common square the king is on in chess. Okay? So it's just about repetition. Obviously, there's no way I can just say, hey, oh yeah, you just do this and then you'll see all the tactics. Of course not. There's no easy answer. This is a habit stream. You build good habits, you build good fundamentals, but ultimately the work comes down to you guys. You guys have to do the tactics, put the effort in, be able to see them. I can't just make you see everything that comes down to you. E2 most common forking square. Well, I mean, for the king especially, right? When a king castles this way or this way, obviously c1 and g1 are the most common. Most common squares those kings will be on. Sometimes they move, but I would say for the most part, this is a really, really common square to get forked on. Hey guys, just a reminder that building habits is going to be a regular series on our YouTube channel, so make sure to get subscribed if you are not already. Drop a comment down below for the algorithm, and let me know what you thought about the video. See you next time.